Hi, everyone. We're going to take a look at the PTE Summarize written text task. So this is the task where you read a text, paragraph, 2-3 paragraphs maybe, and you summarize that text in one sentence only. The whole task will take you 10 minutes in the exam. Now, there is a very methodical way to approach this task. I will do that in another video. This particular video, I'm going to show you how to cheat at this task and do it in half the time. This is fine if you are looking to score highly in terms of your writing score, but please do take into account that this is both a reading and a writing task. So while the process I show you now should help you to achieve actually top scores on writing for this particular task, it will have a slight impact potentially on your reading score, although it will be just a small impact. So if you were aiming to get 90 in your reading score and you followed this particular method, you may not achieve 90. You might achieve a little less than that. Obviously, that depends on all the other tasks that you do in the exam, but I just wanted to be clear about that at the start. So what do we do with this task? The first thing you're going to do, it's going to take you about 5 seconds, maybe 10 seconds, is to get to know what's in the text. What's the topic? So you run your eyes up and down the text. There's no reading here. There's no left to right reading sentences. It's moving up and down. And you can see there I've highlighted a few words that might jump out on this text to help me understand what is the topic. Very simple words I've highlighted there. I'm getting the feeling it's something to do with mindfulness, meditation, something to do with that at work. That's all you need to do. You need to know what topic you're dealing with before you move on to the next stage. Once you've done that, you need to read the first sentence of the whole text. You're probably going to be using this one in your answer. We'll take that sentence and you will copy it exactly as it's worded there into your answer panel. Now, you will need to type this out in the exam. There's no copy and paste feature from the text to the answer panel. So you'll type that into your answer panel, and that will be exactly as it is there, and that will be your first sentence that we'll need to use in our answer. We'll then do the same thing to try and find another sentence. So reading in that first paragraph, you'll probably choose the next sentence if it has a very general description of the topic that we're talking about here without going into details. So you'll notice here we've got that second sentence highlighted in yellow. Not all of it. I removed the little description in the middle. I haven't chosen from the next paragraph because it talked about actual ways of using mindfulness, like sitting on a cushion, closing your eyes. So that's details, that's examples that we don't want to have in this sentence. We want very general introductory information about the topic being mindfulness. So I would type that sentence into my answer panel. And then finally, we're looking for a third sentence that we could use. And very often, if you go down to the final paragraph, you'll find something there. Now, again, this text is being very helpful for us. The second paragraph is all the details and examples that we cannot include in our answer. And that last paragraph has a very, very long sentence there, but it does actually bring together the topic of mindfulness in the workplace. It's incredibly long, that sentence, but I would type it out into my answer panel. I've got time to do that, and then move on to the final stage. So now I've got my 3 sentences typed into my answer panel. I need to try and combine them. And the way I would do that is by removing the full stop at the end of the first sentence, using an and, using a comma, and putting the second sentence there, and then a comma, and something like furthermore, if it's additional, or however, if it was perhaps a contrasting point of view, and finish the sentence with a full stop. So that's combining those 3 sentences that I've copied directly from the text. Now, it is important then to count your words. There is a word count obviously on the screen. You don't want to go over the 75 word limit. So if it has, and that last sentence in this example was particularly long, then you'll need to reduce it down in some way. Make sure to reduce it down by perhaps using some of the information that might be a little bit repetitive from what we've seen before, or you feel might be a detail that isn't necessary because this is a summarizing sentence. All right, having looked at that approach now, let's put it into practice with a real task. Hi, I hope you're really enjoying the series of videos that I'm making for you for all parts of the PTE exam, every single skill, the reading, the writing, the speaking, the listening. If you are finding them helpful, please, could you do a favor for me and subscribe to my channel? That helps to promote me to everybody else out there. And it also helps other candidates like yourselves who need that extra help just to get them through the exam. So let's take a look at a task for summarized written text here. It's actually on one of the online websites that's available there. This one's called Ape Uni. So we'll just click on one of them. And it's opening up on the screen here, and we can see the clock there telling us how much time we have remaining. So it's started straight away. I'm going to have a quick scan over the text just to see what the topic's about, even though we have a bit of a clue from the title. We've got green technology, monitoring, biodegradable materials, prominence, technological advancements, climate change. So that's what I do. And that's told me roughly what the topic's about. So something to do with wildlife, nature, environment, climate change, perhaps. All right. Now, using the cheats method, here we go. Reading the beginning. In recent years, the integration of green technology into wildlife conservation efforts has yielded promising results. So I would take that as a very useful sentence. Now, in the exam, I don't think you're going to be able to copy and paste like I'm doing here, but I'm just trying to do this quickly to show you for video purposes. So there we go. There's that first sentence that I would use. This marriage of innovation and environmental protection has the potential to reshape the future of conservation. That sounds quite nice. So I might take, I might take that one as well and copy that over. There. So something near the beginning is often quite valuable. One notable research result has been the development of advanced monitoring systems that employ artificial intelligence and remote sensing. So this is an example coming in here. These technologies enable us to track wildlife populations, behavior, habitat change. All right, I might move on to the next paragraph quickly. Emerging green products such as these materials play a vital role in reducing human impact on natural habitats. So that's about products. In addition to technological advancements, we've got conservation events and competitions. Then we've got a furthermore in the next paragraph. Green technology contributes to the protection of endangered species. And then finally, as climate change and habitat destruction continue to threaten wildlife, the intersection of green technology, conservation, research, and public engagement, which is what we've just read about in the previous, or haven't read about rather, in the previous paragraphs, offers hope for the preservation of our planet's biodiversity. I quite like that sentence because it's pretty much summarized what came in those previous paragraphs that I haven't read in detail. So let's take that sentence. There we go. Because it also includes rather nicely all those words, those sort of key words that have appeared in the previous paragraphs. So, for example, we've got green technology, conservation research, public engagement, and it brings in the idea of climate change, which I also felt was part of the topic. So I'm going to use those 3 sentences now to create my one answer sentence. I'm not going to change any of the words I've been given. But I am going to try and link them together in some way. So I'm going to have to play with punctuation and perhaps some additional linking words. So let's read this through. In recent years, the integration of green technology into wildlife conservation efforts has yielded promising results. This marriage of innovation and environment has the potential to reshape the future of conservation, comma, and this marriage of innovation and environmental protection has the potential to reshape the future of conservation, comma, furthermore, or I might use as a result. I need to think that one through carefully, but let's put it together. Furthermore, as climate change and habit destruction continue to threaten wildlife, the intersection of green technology, conservation research, and public engagement offers hope for the preservation of our planet's biodiversity. So, in the marriage of innovation, environmental protection has the potential to reshape the future of conservation. Furthermore, as climate change, yes, I'm going to leave it as that. Now, how many words do I have in my answer here? It should tell me somewhere on the screen. Here we go, 63. So here it is down at the bottom on the left. So I know that I've done sufficient number of words. I've fallen below the 75 maximum and I'm above the 5 minimum. And I've got my one sentence by using commas and a couple of linking words to bring everything together. So I'm now going to submit that. There it has been submitted. And I'd like it to score for me. I'm going to score it British because I'm not American. We'll see what it comes up with. So that's given me a full score of 7. My content is correct because I've got the keywords in there. My word count is correct. That's the form score. My grammar is good because I've pretty much copied sentences and I have put in appropriate commas and linking words, and the vocabulary I've just copied directly from the text. So they've given me a full score of 7. However, it does not take into account the reading score that forms part of this score. It's a minimum amount of reading. It's maybe a couple of points, maybe just 1 point. But we have to accept that by using this cheating method, as wonderful as it is for our reading score, or seems to be according to this AI assessment, it will impact somewhere else and it will impact on the reading. But if you're someone who's struggling with the writing score and you can't get that minimum score you need, then this is a very good approach to take. And it's very, very quick, clearly. I've managed to do it in, let's see where my word count is. I've still got 5 minutes remaining. I don't really need to read it through to edit it because I've directly copied, but I will check that I've got my commas in the right places and got some linking words in and that it flows. So I'd read it through a couple of times just to make sure it has a flow to it. But there we go. It took me just 5 minutes to do it.